Welcome to 3rd and 21 Rose Bowl edition. Today I'm here with Brett Kirkland. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How you feeling?
Good. Feel great.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, it is a great day. So what we're going to do first is talk to Brett about his experience with Georgia, then get in and really break down offense and defense in the game, then finally make the prediction. So, Brett, how did you come about falling in love with Georgia football?
My earliest memory of Georgia football was elementary school, I think. I don't know how old. I was probably first grade, and my parents were always watching it. And that was back when Herschel Walker was playing for Georgia, so they were a big deal, and they were always fun to watch. And it's been my team ever since.
How many games do you go to in a typical, over the last couple of years?
The last couple of years, not very often. I might go to a game a year, maybe two or something like that. Before I had kids, I used to go to almost every game.
Changes things. It does. Yeah. And we usually try to get to one, but that's so. What if you said, if someone was like, "Hey, Brett, we can take you to any game," who would the opponent be?
Oh, the opponent. Well, that's a great question. I thought this is a setup for the Rose Bowl. I was like,
no, we're just having a little fun. We're going to break the Rose Bowl down in detail here in a minute.
Yeah. But any opponent. Well, the games that I love the most are the ones that we play every year with Auburn and Florida, and I can't think of anybody better than say Oklahoma or. Maybe Miami. I'd be really interested to watch Georgia play Miami for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. They're at the Orange Bowl.
Right.
That'd be pretty cool. Favorite player on the current Georgia team?
Current Georgia team, I think Roquan Smith is probably my favorite.
He is super side to side, just hitting.
Yeah.
Really bringing the wood.
Yeah.
What about, what do you think of Nick Chubb?
Oh, I love Nick Chubb.
Yeah. I just like the way he goes about. It's a bit quiet, goes out, picks up 13 yards, goes back to the huddle.
Yeah. Before you know it, he's got 100, 150 yards, and it didn't really seem like it usually. Like he'll have a big run here and there, but more often than not, he's just pounding it, and it's kind of looks a little nonchalant, but he's racking up the yards and we're winning games.
Man, I tell you, I love it when he just busts out and 13, 17 yards, which is going to be important in the Rose Bowl. But last question, I remember we were talking when Mark Richt was let go. You were pretty upset about that.
Yes.
And how do you feel now? Do you think it was how do you feel about it now?
Well, kind of the same way I did even then. Like
Nice.
I didn't want him to let Rick go. I love Mark Richt. I still follow him. I read his interviews and rooting for him.
Did you see him do when he did the video for the kid with cancer?
I did not.
Oh yeah,
no, I need to look that up.
Yeah, it's really cool. He was like, "Look, man, still a dog."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and
Great.
even then, they're not. It's not a binary decision. I didn't feel like it was. I either liked Mark Richt or Kirby Smart. Like I like them both. I think Kirby's obviously a great hire. Things are going fantastic.
Winning cures a lot of problems, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah, it does. So if it's possible for both of them to win every game, then I'd like to see them do it.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, I just appreciate you were very. A lot of people are, hey, well, maybe it'd work. You were very.
Well, the thing is,
on it.
Yeah, and the thing it's college football too. And these are kids, and you're talking about somebody who has a huge role in their life, and I don't know how you could do that any better than Mark Richt.
Yeah.
And so why would you not want that? That was a little puzzling to me. But hey, like I say, it's not a binary thing. I love Kirby, and I'm glad we have him.
Yeah. I do too. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, that's when we're really going to break this thing down. Stick around. Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah. I throw you off on the questions where you're like, wait a minute, we're supposed to talk about the dang Rose Bowl, man.
No, those are good questions. I can answer those. So you start getting X's and O's and players on the other team that I don't know.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit about Oklahoma's offense. Mm-hmm. You talk about how the defense is going to counter it. Then I'll talk about their defense and how our offense is going to jump on them.
All right.
We're going to come back in and welcome back to 3rd and 21. This is a show we do two things. Talk about college football, try to have a little bit of fun. We are live in front of a simulated Rose Bowl stadium. So we are super excited. Want to say
simulated?
No,
I thought we were here.
I mean, don't you feel it's palm trees
the
and
excitement and
72 degrees
and all the people
kind of outside?
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you to American Health Imaging, On the Road Again Cars.com, and Maxi Homes GA and a big technical assist from our friend Brett Kirkland. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to talk a little bit about the offense of Oklahoma. Brett's going to talk about how Georgia's defense is going to try to counter this, and then we'll flip it to defense versus offense. But everything starts and finishes with Baker Mayfield, Baker the touchdown maker. But he's not alone there. They've got a lot of really, really good athletes. The 2 running backs, Anderson, number 24, and Flowers, number 36. Both of them were terrific running backs. The one that Georgia fans really need to watch out for is the tight end Andrews. He's their all-time tight end reception leader and yards leader. Of all the tight ends that have played at Oklahoma, he is the best. He'll be playing in the NFL next year. Offensive line, they have a guy, number 78, Orlando Brown, from Peachtree Ridge right here in Gwinnett County, who is a all-pro or all-American, will be playing in the NFL. So keep your eyes out for number 78. He's a tackle. The offense is averaging 44 points a game, 583 yards per game. And number 5, Marquise Brown, Hollywood, is a terrific receiver. So they are loaded. They're going to score. They've been scoring points at a terrific rate. How in the world is Georgia going to try to stop this thing?
That's a good question. I'm glad I'm not the one that has to really figure it out. Well, I heard Kirby talking about that and basically said, hey, they're going to get big plays. They're going to make plays, and it's all about what do you do when that happens. So it's the cliche about trying to contain and not stop it. It would be foolish to think that you're going to stop an offense like that. You're not going to.
There's just so much talent here.
Yeah, you got to slow it down. So I don't know. When I think about things like that, I think about all those different playmakers and the best tight end ever at Oklahoma. That's a huge statement too. Like going back to my earliest memories of college football was like Keith Jackson. Like I mean, if you're the best from Oklahoma, you're really good.
He is terrific. He really is. And a lot of times when you have so many playmakers and you're trying to figure out, then they just get the tight end right down the middle. Yeah. And tight ends have a big game in games like this a lot of times because you're just concentrating on so many other things.
Right. Yeah.
So do not forget about that guy.
You could take a Roquan and stick him on there, but now you've got your running backs and your receivers. Yeah. I mean, I think it comes down to, does Georgia have enough people to watch all these playmakers? And then I think we might. So we've got some good players at every level that can do that. So then I think it becomes about discipline and being where you're supposed to be and not getting burned. And like Kirby says, how do you respond when they do hit?
Yeah, because they're going to make some plays. I just think that this will be the best defense that they've played. Now, they did play and beat up on Ohio State, who's got a lot of really great athletes. Mm-hmm. But I think this will be the best defense they've played. So, if Georgia can, like you say, contain, get some stops at key times, and hold them to 24, 28 points, then we should be in good shape.
Yeah, I would think if there was one key for the defense, it's pressure on the like. Can that front line get pressure and get the quarterback moving around and hit him a few times? And if you can't, then it's going to be a really, really long day.
Yeah, because I say, they got the All-American left tackle. Then they've got a right tackle. Don't got his name, but he's really good too. He's going to move over to left tackle next year. Mm-hmm. So their offensive line is good. Maybe we can get some pressure up the middle, but they've got a really, really good offensive line. So we got to get some pressure. But then you get pressure and Mayfield can take off running. So
that'll be interesting to me to see what Georgia does. Do we try to blitz and be creative and fancy, or do you play more base and just try to play discipline? Be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, if you're getting paid $1 million to be a defensive coordinator, you'd have plenty of time to think about it too. Yeah. But I don't know. I think you might just go at it and try to get a couple of good hits on him. Mm-hmm. So let's break it down. The defense against Georgia's offense. Their defense. Listen, They've got three really good linebackers. I'm not going to try to say the guy's name, just call him Double O. Emmanuel, Beal, and Ward. Three really good linebackers, but they let up a lot of yards, a lot of points. One thing that I did do is the three best teams they played, Ohio State, they held them to 16, and then they played TCU twice, held them to 17 and 20 points. So in their three biggest games, their defense let up about 17 points a game. So they really step up in the big games. How concerning is that?
Yeah, they're going to be fired up for sure. So I don't know if I'm Georgia here. At least to start, I would try to just do what I do, do what we do what we're good at, and just try to push them around and run. And that kind of serves two purposes. I've seen other teams when they play a team like Oklahoma that scores 1,000,000 points and gets 1,000,000 yards. You just want to keep the best thing you can do is don't let them have the ball. It kind of goes back to our last question. So
right on.
If you can just run the ball steadily and just pound it in there and score when you get it, you've got the double win though, because you're scoring and their offense doesn't have the ball. So I would try to just run.
And that's what we do best anyway. Is run the ball. And if you look at it, if you're passing. The way to wear down a defense is, if somebody's got to come up and just be tackling running backs all the time after a good head of steam up, and you get 7 yards, you get 13 yards, 5 yards, and defense has got to be making those tackles. That wears the defense down. So and it keeps Baker Mayfield and all his friends on the sideline. So
so if we can run when we're supposed to against 7-man front, stuff like that.
Yeah. Because they're going to be loading it up.
They'll be doing that. So then, we'll have to pass some, obviously. But then the play action pass. I still kind of wonder when Georgia's going to start using tight ends more. I could see that happen in a game like this.
Because we really have not used. We got some really good tight ends. A couple of good tight ends, and we hadn't really seen much from them.
Right.
It'd be a good time. Yeah, it'd be a good time for it. But we got, Godwin. We got some players on the outside that. Hey, if you were calling the offense, you were making millions of dollars as the offensive coordinator. What would the first play? First go. Hey guys, first play is going to be.
First play, I'd be pretty conservative about it.
Nick Chubb.
I'd do Nick Chubb. Off tackle. Maybe a toss sweep or something.
Yeah.
Dudes get some good old,
just say,
good old
set
days.
Set the tone.
Student body right. I'm gonna do something.
I love
like that.
student body right. If I was a coordinator, student body right would be, and student body left would be our two main plays. Yeah. Just run, get blockers out there. Yeah. So
I would do that, and then maybe on the second play, air it out and try to hit them for something really big. Just be a little bit different.
Remember was it? I guess it was against Mississippi State. First play was the pitch back bomb. So.
I could see them being ready for that on the first play.
Which is good, because if you're sitting back, then you gash them up for 7-10 yards up the middle. That would be great. That'd be a great start, to come in. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and make our predictions. Don't go anywhere. You ready for a prediction?
Mine's it's more like a wish.
Well, that's a prediction too.
May as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
Sunny California.
Feels great.
Yeah, it does. It's not 20 degrees outside.
Yeah, the humidity's nice.
Yeah. Did you go for a walk last night?
No.
I went for an hour walk last night.
Oh.
It was freezing.
Oh. At the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flew in this morning.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right, you ready? Welcome back to 3rd and 21. This is a show we do two things. We talk about the Rose Bowl, and we try to have a little bit of fun. So at this point, everything's on the table. Brett, give us your prediction of how this is going to go down in slightly more than 5 hours or so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I don't think it takes a brain surgeon to figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's say Georgia 24, Oklahoma 21.
All right, that's a little lower scoring than what I was thinking. And listen, I like to watch college football. I like to think of it objectively. I watch the Big Ten and the Pac-12 and all these things. Right now, I'm throwing all that out the window, and I'm thinking that Georgia's going to come out and just drive the ball down the throat, run the ball, control the game, and really run away with it, say 34-24 Georgia.
That would be great.
Yeah, and really not even be just, and again, this is a hope. that Oklahoma just gets worn down trying to tackle Michelle and Chubb, and then Swift comes in for some long runs. So I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to say 38-24.
Nice. Yeah, I could easily see it being, shootout country, but I could also see it be, when I think Georgia and Oklahoma, I think just old school,
Grinded.
gritty.
Yeah.
Like, both of those schools play that kind of football or are capable of it. And I could see it being like a classic, like an SEC, like dogfight.
Yeah, because they've got athletes, man. That's the thing. And I don't know how this Orlando Brown from Peachtree Ridge got out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Live from the Simulated Rose Bowl, we will say adieu.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right.